5 and 7. Okay.
All right, sir. Hey, all right. So I would just let you know, Colonel Scharstein loves these ceremonies, and he loves standing in front of people. He loves all the pomp and circumstance. Hey, we do have a lot of things to go to today. It is a bittersweet day for the Cornerstone Brigade, for Fort Sill as a whole, for the Field Artillery. And I think it's indicative to everybody that's here. So, you know, sir, thank you for being here, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Harris. I know the CG is going to go through all of it, but really today is about Colonel Scharstein and his family, his amazing family here in the back. And I could sit up here for a long time, but look, we got a lot of stuff to do. He has had such a vast impact on this brigade and the Field Artillery. Look at you could go down the list of things that we've done in the brigade and in the Field Artillery in the last 2 years. And he's not going to take that responsibility, all right? But sitting behind closed doors on whiteboards, thinking through problem sets and how, you know, we make the Field Artillery better, all right? He was behind the scenes on every one of those things, and then he was the face out there doing that. To his family, all right, amazing family, soccer family. I think he puts about 5,000 miles a month on his truck driving these young men around. A family man. If any of you know him, his family is at the forefront of why he serves and what he does. Just a small token, really, what we could do as a brigade. I'm going to miss Colonel Scharstein. I know the brigade's going to miss him. He is a soldier, and I know he's going to miss going around and talking to all the young men and women out there. So from the XO, from all the command team, sir, just a little token of appreciation. Greg, do you have anything you want to add?
Just like every commander comes in here has a kind of a token thing that they try to do. Colonel Scharstein was the quality of soldier we're putting out in the field. And then he's also known for best red leg competition. If anybody could pull it off, I guess it was Colonel Scharstein. It was a driving force. So it's been great having you on our team, sir. It was a fast ride. Appreciate everything you did.
All right. Hey, so first of all, thanks to our Frontier friends. Always here supporting. It's always great to have your smiling faces here. I have moved stable call to this evening, Thursday, at the request of our Frontier friends. So for all of you in green suits, we do have stable call later this evening. A great chance to interact with our Frontier friends and community leaders. So I look forward to that later this evening. Hey, but as Sergeant Major Overmuller said, it is a bittersweet day, as was yesterday. It's bitter in the fact that Vic's got to give up yet another set of colors. But it is sweet in the fact that we get to keep them. We get to keep the entire Scharstein family. And so Vic will continue to work for us, and Tatiana, who now works for our local news, will be able to continue to tell the story of Team Lawton Fort Sill, and so that is awesome for us. And the boys will get to continue to play soccer here in Southwest Oklahoma. So great day. Hey, little known fact. So I've known Vic Scharstein since he was a captain, and I've had the opportunity to be in and around Vic since he was a battery commander. And I watched him as he led soldiers in command at Fort Cavazos, Texas. And then later, when he was promoted to major, he had the opportunity to serve as an aide-de-camp for probably one of the smartest general officers that I've ever had the opportunity to serve with, Lieutenant General retired Dan Bolger. And Vic followed him around from Fort Cavazos throughout the Middle East, frankly. Where they both slept on cots, because that was just General Bolger's style. Vic did an awesome job. Did so well, he had the opportunity to command at the battalion level, and then I also was in and around Vic throughout the Middle East and everywhere else when he had an SFAB, Security Force Assistance Battalion. Vic came in here when I was a commandant to visit and give me updates on how his training and mentoring with our foreign partners and allies continue to go. And if any of you know how Vic communicates, he has the ability to get along with anybody and make them do what they want to do. Well, because he didn't have enough time overseas, we decided to send him to Pakistan to get more education. So Vic had the opportunity to spend a year in Pakistan as our War College Fellowship, to get educated there in that place where there will not be a Walmart anytime soon. I can promise you that. But then came back here and obviously has led the Cornerstone Brigade now for a couple of years through what he would probably describe as a roller coaster event. But there's one thing that I will tell you since I've known Vic Scharstein, is his demeanor has not changed in his entire leadership role since I've known him as a captain. And that is something that he can be extremely proud of. And that is what makes him a special leader, and that's what makes him special to our Army. Now, I would tell you that he could not do any of that without the love and support from Tatiana and the boys. And for 19 years, she's been putting up with him going all over the world.
Not to Pakistan.
No, well, she didn't go with it. She stayed. But she stayed to take care of these young men right here. And I know Vic would give her all the credit for that, as he should. But like Tatiana, we could not do what we do without the love and support of our spouses. And so, on behalf of Tatiana, I just want to say thank you to all the spouses for what you do to continue to help us make the Army what it is. We're gonna give you a few awards, and then I'm gonna pin a couple on him. So if you would, I'd like to take the time now to provide a few awards to you. Okay? All right. So if you would, come on.
Attention to orders. The Meritorious Public Service Medal is being presented to Mrs. Tatiana Scharstein for extraordinary service to the 428th Field Artillery Brigade from May 2022 to July 2024. Her actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit on her, the 428th Field Artillery Brigade, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. This 18th day of July, signed Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, commanding. The Order of the Red Legacy is being presented to Mrs. Tatiana Scharstein. With grateful appreciation for the impact you have made on the Law and Fort Sill community, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Your kindness will be remembered, and your legacy will endure as long as the Medicine Bluff stand. This 18th day of July, signed Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, commanding. The Twilight Toll is being presented to Mrs. Tatiana Scharstein. In recognition of your exceptional support and sincere contributions to the Combined Arms Center in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Your contributions have enhanced the quality of life for our soldiers and their families. This 18th day of July, signed Milford H. Siegel, Lieutenant General, United States Army, commanding. The Governor's Commendation is hereby presented to Mrs. Tatiana Scharstein for your sacrifice as a distinguished military spouse as you stand alongside your service member and keep our military strong. Thank you for your dedication to this country as you empower your spouse and family members, ensuring that they have the necessary resources to serve their nation with honor. This 18th day of July, signed Kevin J. Stitt, Governor of Oklahoma.
All right, so come on up, Mark. I see you trying to slide in the back. Yeah. It's always good to have Marshall. Hey, so we're going to transition now to Vic. He doesn't get as much, but for those that don't know, we got a new Fires coin from the Fire Center of Excellence on behalf of my Sergeant Major and Mr. Gallagher. It's got our symbols on the back, but I'm going to give you sequence number 428. All right, so let's go ahead and publish the orders for this.
Attention to orders. The Legion of Merit is being presented to Colonel Victor H. Scharstein for exceptionally meritorious service while assigned as the commander, 428th Field Artillery Brigade, United States Army Field Artillery School, Fort Sill, Oklahoma. His commitment to excellence and exemplary duties are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit on him, the United States Army Fires Center of Excellence, the Combined Arms Center, and the United States Army. This 18th day of July, signed Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, commanding.
Okay, that's all the swag I can give you right now, but I've got my right-hand man, Mayor Stanbooker, that would like to do a presentation as well.
All right, thank you so much, General. I appreciate it. Colonel, beautiful family. Great to have you guys out here. I'm glad to hear the news that you're staying locally. And the award that we give here is a bison. Nothing says Lawton Fort Sill like this bison and the noise of 428. So I want to appreciate you and your family. Well, and the other thing, getting involved in the family, getting involved in the community, nothing is more involved than the soccer ball, right? So we appreciate that. The inscription here is an appreciation of your service to our country and your community engagement at Lawton Fort Sill that rises to the highest level of some kind of wonderful. Thank you, guys. God bless you.
You got to talk now.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, I you know, like Sergeant Major over said, I don't like pomp and circumstance very much, but you know, unless you're behind closed doors with me, where's Brian Dermoody at? What do you call him?
Story time with Uncle Vic.
Story time with Uncle Vic. Sit down. I could be a little bit long-winded behind closed doors, but yeah, I will save everything, my remarks, for my speech during the ceremony. But I have to be 100% transparent when I say thank you to everybody out here. It's humbling to see everybody here. It's been an absolute honor to lead this formation over the last 2 years, and everything that these soldiers and young leaders have accomplished, the men and women that they've trained, the different events that we've supported and put on. It's just amazing to see what this formation is capable of doing. Not just the Cornerstone Brigade, but the entire Fire Center of Excellence. We couldn't do what we do as a brigade on a daily basis if it wasn't for the support of my fellow brigade commanders and their teams, this installation, the local community, and everybody it takes to train the future warfighting force of our nation. So again, I'm humbled, I appreciate it, and it's a great honor to stand here today and say thank you for everything you've done, not only for this brigade, but for my family and I as well. Thank you.
All right. All right. At this time, I think we'll go ahead and start transitioning over to the pavilion and bleachers.
I like the clip in here. Hi, Ethan. I'm moving back. I thought today would be better for my hammy, but it feels tighter today. Seriously, I'm never running sprints again this month.
This month, I was like, oh, Justin will be thrilled to hear.
It was actually really fun, and I talked to my brother about it yesterday. He's like, I want to do it again. I said, but I think we should do 10.
That man is leaving for college.
I know.
Bro, I have the like craziest. So Rachel called last night.
Yeah.
To ask if we would take one of their dogs.
I did kill myself.
For right now. Suck you in.
Ladies and gentlemen, ceremony begin in approximately 5 minutes.
I just walked by. You can come out here because, like I said, the speaker's right there where that microphone is, so you're good.
Like 8:40. I might move up to get the podium.
Thanks, sir. Yep.
He was over there. There she is. Thank you. Real quick.
Test, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will begin momentarily. We ask all photographers to remain behind the first row chairs. Y'all electronic devices are turned off or set to silent mode. Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony is about to begin. Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 428 Field Artillery Brigade Change of Command Ceremony between Colonel Victor Scharstein and Colonel Lazander Tomlinson. At this time, we'd like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Joining us this morning are Major General Bill Brooks, Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, and his wife Lori. Command Sergeant Major Neil Sartain, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. The Honorable Stan Gordon, Mayor, City of Lawton. Mr. Joe Gallagher, Deputy to the Commanding General, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, his wife Luann. Ms. Megan Hankins, Southwest Field Representative for Congressman Tom Ford. Brigadier General Richard Holt, Deputy Commanding General, Army National Guard, Air Defense Artillery, and his wife Marilyn. Councilman Kelly Harris, Lawton City Council, Ward 2, and our frontier friends, Colonel Retired Nate Slate and Mrs. Janie Billingsley. Thank you for taking time to join us for this very special occasion. For the sequence of events, please refer to your program. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation led by Chaplain Woods.
Let us pray. Lord, I thank you for this beautiful day. I also thank you for the faithful service rendered by Colonel Scharstein during his time in command of the 428 Brigade. Please continue to be with him and his family in the days ahead. I pray that you will be with Colonel Tomlinson as he assumes command today. Provide him with all that he needs to lead and serve this brigade. Thank you for the soldiers here today. Renew, encourage, and bless each one as they faithfully follow their leader. In your name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, Mrs. Laura Armstrong, the Chief of the Fort Sill Artillery Half Section, is presenting a bouquet of flowers to Mrs. Tatiana Scharstein in appreciation of their selfless service and support for the Cornerstone Brigade and the Lawton Fort Sill community. In keeping with a Fort Sill tradition, Mrs. Scharstein is reciprocating with a gift for the fine horses and soldiers of the Fort Sill Artillery Half Section on behalf of the Cornerstone Brigade. Mrs. Armstrong is now presenting a bouquet of yellow flowers to Mrs. Terry Lee, welcoming her to the Cornerstone Brigade and to the Lawton Fort Sill community. In 1969, the Lawton Fort Sill chapter of the Association of the United States Army, together with business and civic leaders of the local community, purchased the first 8 matched bay horses with the formation of a permanent half section. Through the continuous support of the Lawton Fort Sill community, the great tradition of horse-drawn artillery will be kept alive for years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the soldiers in formation. The soldiers in formation are representing the over 8,000 officers, non-commissioned officers, and soldiers that the Cornerstone Brigade trains annually. Earliest surviving pictorial sculpture and written records show musical and quasi-musical instruments employed in connection with military activities or setting off during encampments, parades, and combat. Because the songs were produced in the open air, the instruments tend to be brass and percussion types. Oriental, Egyptian, Greek, Roman, American Indian chronicles, pictorial readings show trumpets and drums, and many varieties of highlighted soldiers and battles. The Italian Brigade Parade was opened by Adam's Call. This call was opened parade in the American forces for 150 years. After some preliminary, the Adam's Parade sounded off and the band played 3 quarters. Having sounded off, the band marched the troops and then counter marched to position. This march across the front of the line set out the British name of the 56. The troops offered themselves for holy service were drawn up in a long formation, and the band countermarched only before those chosen to serve. American ceremonies and sound off were handed down as a ceremonial tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, your pride of Fort Sill, the 77th United States Army Band. Let's hear it for them. This is our final sound off and that's for you today. Jacob Jardine, Executive Officer for the 4-2 Field Artillery Brigade. The review party for today's ceremony is Major General Brooks, Colonel Scharstein, and Colonel Tomlinson. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Presentation of honors to Major General Brooks. Providing today's salute is the Fort Sill Salute Battery, Bravo Battery, 2nd Battalion, 2nd Field Artillery, under the direction of Captain Jada McCollum. Please be seated. The review party, Commander Troops, will now inspect the command by troop in the line. In days past, troop in the line enabled commanders to personally observe and evaluate both their soldiers and equipment, as well as to judge their capability to engage in combat. This also allowed the soldiers to physically identify their leaders prior to entering into battle. The 428 Field Artillery Brigade was constituted on 19 July 1944 in the Army of the United States. As HHB 428 Field Artillery Group, the brigade was activated on 25 August 1944 at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and was called to service in World War II as part of the Italian campaign. The brigade was activated and inactivated numerous times over the years from 1945 to 1968. The brigade was again activated 31 January 1968 at South Bend, Indiana, and redesignated as headquarters battery, 428 Field Artillery Brigade on 1 June 1978. The 428 Field Artillery Brigade trains and develops adaptive soldiers, Marines, and allies to provide effective, timely, lethal, and non-lethal fire support in order to integrate all fire support assets in the combined armed operations. Sustain the design of the emerging fire support training, doctrine, and leader development. On order, the brigade supports mobilization and contingency operations. Today, the brigade consists of headquarters battery. The battery provides all administrative operations within the brigade. The 2nd Battalion, 2nd Field Artillery, delivers fires and performs logistics, operations, and support of the United States Army Field Artillery School, and executes ceremonial salutes for the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill. The battalion also provides the Fort Sill Salute Battery, often called the Ambassadors of the Field Artillery. The 1st Battalion, 30th Field Artillery Regiment, trains and develops soldiers, Marines, and allies. The battalion provides effective and timely fire support, supports field artillery doctrine, and training development to ensures it is flexible and relevant. Executes the Warrant Officer Basic and Advanced courses, the Basic Officer Leaders course, and other courses in the Army to lead in a contemporary operational environment. The battalion trains approximately 2,100 soldiers a year. The 1st Battalion, 78th Field Artillery Regiment is responsible for the safe training of all 13 series military occupational specialties, 1 communications and 2 ordnance specialties and Field Artillery Corps competencies to provide the Army with combat-ready Field Artillery soldiers. The soldiers of the 428th Field Artillery Brigade continue to train America's future leaders today. You can be certain that the soldiers before you continue to be at the forefront of training, ensuring that our soldiers have the tools needed to take on the challenges of current and future conflicts and defeat any enemy on the modern battlefield and be able to adapt to the battlefield of tomorrow. First and always, this is the 428 Field Artillery Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. The very soul of a military unit is symbolized by the colors under which it trains and fights. From the earliest times, Warriors use the banner or other symbol to identify units and to serve as a rally point for troops. After a battle, the unit whose colors remained flying was the victor. Today, the colors, with battle streamers attached, join our unit formation to signify the presence during past battles. They remind us of the glories of the past, stand guard over the present, and provide inspiration for the future. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, the undersigned assumes command of the 428 Field Artillery Brigade. Signed, Lazander Tomlinson, Colonel, Field Artillery Commander. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of the Fire Center of Excellence in Fort Sill, Major General Phil Brooks.
All right, hey, somebody go ahead and have one see the colors if you would. Hey, so here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to address the crowd here today, and then Vic and Lance going to talk to the troops. So I'll face you, and then we'll switch around and the commanders will talk. Okay. Hey, good morning, fellow general officers, frontier friends, family and friends of Team Mark Fort Sill. Thank you for attending today's ceremony. But before I begin, let's take a moment to recognize the Fort Sill Field Artillery Half Section, the 77th Army Band, the Salute Battery, and the Color Guard. Join me in a round of applause. So first, I'd like to welcome the Tomlinson family, and here today we have his wife Terry, of 6 years, brother Lieutenant Colonel promoted Gabe Weaver, and his sister Jennifer Cannon. Now I'll pull a name from the history books, but we also have Colonel retired Jeff Buck, a former Cornerstone 6 and my assistant commandant, just a few short years ago here today. Thanks for all of you for coming and supporting Lance on such an important day. Now, Brigadier General Kirk King were still here, he'd be upset that you prefer tennis over pickleball. So we'll be fighting over the courts here shortly, I guess, Lance. But I'd like to also welcome the Scharstein family with Vic today. Of course, your wife Tatiana of 19 years and one of the newest members of our local media outlet here in Lawton, Fort Sill. Sons Alex and Michael. Now I'm not sure who would win, but we got to get Tony Devlin's sons back here for a soccer tournament here in the near future. And then finally, if I could just get the half section to bring a horse over here for one last ride with Vic. This will make it perfect here. That's an inside joke. I can share with you tonight in the stable call on that comment, but I'll share it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, over the last month, we've seen the destroyer and arrow brigades on this field, and I told you that they are where the Army and Air Defense Artillery begins. Well, today we have the 428 Field Artillery Brigade standing before you. This is where the Field Artillery begins. This is the Cornerstone Brigade. These fine examples of professionalism turn soldiers into redlegs every single day. And the drill sergeants, cadre, and support staff of the Cornerstone Brigade train our newest redlegs and develop our seasoned veterans through their professional military education courses. This brigade sets the foundation that enables our Army and Joint Force to dominate in large-scale combat operations. They train the king of battle. Now, during Vic's tenure, the brigade fired over 136 rounds of artillery, trained over 18,000 soldiers, Marines, and international students over the span of 21 separate courses. He also trained 15 horses, 2 mules, a goat, and a donkey. None of which which I've seen ride, but there's still time, Vic, since you're sticking around. Now, Vic led the brigade through a busy and tumultuous 2 years. The events in Eastern Europe and then the CENTCOM area of responsibility have revitalized how the Joint Forces see the Field Artillery. And recent activities have resulted in a surge of international partner training and equipment transfers to support the ongoing operations. The equipment and expertise your team has provided has had an immediate impact and real-world effects. You found ways to continue delivering a high level of training despite the transfers of some of your key equipment. And working closely with the F8 Commandant's Office and the Director of Training and Development, the brigade has set the conditions to incorporate new developments into their training regime and accessions into their personal initiatives, such as the 13 uniform and military occupational specialty transition programs. Vic's team supported all these strategic initiatives on top of their already existing mission requirements. These are just a few of the many achievements the Cornerstone Brigade has accomplished. Now, Cornerstone 7, the formation out there looks great today. Thanks for what you continue to do to lead our team here. Let's give the Cornerstone Brigade a well-deserved round of applause. And like so many ceremonies today, we have another bittersweet one. Today we say farewell to the Scharsteins and their devoted leadership of the brigade as Vic relinquishes command, and we welcome Lance and the Tomlinson family. Now Vic will be staying here on the installation, and your experience guiding the Field Artillery Force for the last 2 years will make you a continued valuable member to the FO team. What you and the Cornerstone Brigade have done has simply been incredible. One of your crowning achievements was the successful planning and completion of the first annual Best Relay competition. This event will only grow in esteem and rigor, and you can be proud to know you led us through the first one. And John Brock, the air defense is next, and the standard has now been set. Very simply put, Vic, job well done. Lori and I want to thank you, Tatiana, and your family for your dedication and tireless efforts for the last 2 years, and we wish you all the best in your continued endeavors. Now, changing to a proud product of Fort Myers, Florida, and NIMI, or the New Mexico Military Institute, Colonel Lance Tomlinson comes to us today, highly qualified as well, with another resume that speaks for itself. Now, Lance just left the Peninsula of Korea, where he served as the director of the 8th Army G-33 current operations, and previously led the soldiers of Vic Deuce Battalion. Now, Lance, as I told Reggie and John, the same applies to you. My charge to you is very straightforward. Take care of the soldiers, civilians, and family members under your care. Lead by example, and provide the Army with the finest soldiers this country can produce. I have the fullest faith and confidence in you, and I know you're going to do an awesome job, and we're excited to see the Cornerstone Brigade's next chapter. Your litany of operational and training assignments has made you the perfect pick for this critical mission going forward. Now, another beautiful day today calls for a Fire 50. And so I'll go with Fire 50 number 32, which reminds us that high standards, a positive outlook, and excellence are contagious. It's time to suit up, Lance. Again, welcome to the Tomlinson family, to your new role, and see you tomorrow to the Scharstein family. This will defend, be all you can be, king of battle, fire strong. Thanks for attending today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Victor Scharstein.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. What year was that?
99.
There's a couple other new guys in the audience too. Jason Lively, Buzz Brown, that's 94. It's interesting, man, that Mike Boone's was oftentimes one of the two new graduates. You took over from me from teaching. Serendipitous, man. Great. Hey, I'm going to kind of stand a little wonky. I'm going to talk to the crowd first, and I'm going to speak to my soldiers one last time on the field. So, hey, Major General Brooks, Command Sergeant Major Sartain, Mayor Booker, Mrs. Joe Gallagher, Rear General Foley, Councilman Harris. Councilman Harris, sir, you've been a great friend to this Cornerstone Brigade over the last few years. Thank you very much. Fellow commanders and command teams from across the installation, and our friends and family from across Fort Sill and the Lawton community. Welcome to this morning's change of command ceremony. Thank you for attending. Your presence here today underscores the importance of family, friends, and community in the lives of each serviceman. Not one of us can do what we do if it were not for the foundations you, our families, and friends established. But before I begin, there are a few people I want to recognize and thank. First, another round of applause for the soldiers on the field and everyone who worked so tirelessly to put this great ceremony together. And also, another round of applause for our Army band who supported us countless number of times, but not only this brigade, but our installation, along with the half section, the color guard, and the salute battery. Thank you for being here today. I also want to say thank you to my family for all the support they have given to me and this brigade over the last 2 years. I love each of you dearly and thank you for your sacrifices. I also want to say thank you to my friend Garth and his mother who drove up from Dallas and then faced some unexpected surprise along with Colonel Buck. Thank you for being here today. And thank you for all your support over these years. You know, this was a hard speech for me to write. Not from the perspective of leading command for the last time, but from the vantage point of honoring all those I've served with over the past 2 years and honoring all of their accomplishments. I asked to command the 428 Field Artillery Brigade because I wanted to give back a little to the branch that had given my family and me so much over my career. Although I have been warned a number of times throughout my career never to go to Fort Sill for one reason or another, I can say I wish I'd never listened to that advice as a junior officer. The past 2 years have been some of the most rewarding years I've had in the Army, both professionally and for my family. Team Lawton Fort Sill is truly an amazing community. You know, the quantifiable things are easy to talk about. The number of rounds fired, the number of soldiers trained, the number of classes taught. But those numbers don't capture what these soldiers and officers standing on before us today truly do, day in and day out. The diverse nature of what these soldiers before us truly do is all inspiring. What is truly unique about this organization in front of you is this. The Cornerstone Brigade, at one point or another, trains every Field Artillery soldier, officer, and warrant officer in the United States Army. Think about that for a second. The first impression every Field Artillery soldier and officer has of the Field Artillery is formed right here, within this brigade, by these soldiers and officers standing before you. The first experience of what is expected of a young cannoneer, a fire supporter, or a newly minted lieutenant was forged by a highly dedicated drill sergeant, cadre member, or instructor, be it an NCO or officer. When Command Sergeant McMurray, the previous Sergeant Major of the Field Artillery Branch, held his change of responsibility, he said that the United States Field Artillery would not exist without the 428 Field Artillery Brigade. I would take that statement a step further and say, no cornerstone exists without a base, and that base is these soldiers standing before you. Instilling discipline and the basics among every soldier that passes through this brigade, inspiring them to carry forward the standard they learned within these formations forward to the next generation of our nation's warfighting force. So to the brigade soldiers and NCOs, thank you for your unwavering commitment and professionalism. You are the backbone of this brigade and our Army, and your hard work and dedication ensure that every soldier and officer we graduate is combat ready, proficient in a warrior and MOS task, and prepared for combat the moment they arrive at the first or subsequent units of assignment. With that said, though, nothing this brigade does would be possible if it wasn't for our great teammates. And I will use a little example of a small event we held here in May called the Best Relay Competition. Some of you may remember that competition, I know I do. That inaugural event had no playbook from which to plan, no past AAR to look at to figure out how to execute something of that scale, let alone coordinate. It was a combined effort from across this installation that allowed us to pull off that event and prove that there is nothing our branch and our institution can't do when we work together. To the entire FCO team, thank you for always being here to support this brigade as it carries out its mission of training the best field artillery soldiers and officers in the world. To our officers of the brigade, your leadership and vision have been instrumental in guiding this brigade to new heights. Your ability to inspire and motivate your troops is unparalleled, and I am grateful for your steadfast dedication to our mission. To our Lawton community, your unwavering support and partnership is crucial to our success. You have welcomed us into your community with open arms, and your generosity and kindness have made a lasting impression on all of us. Thank you for being such an integral part of our team. I want to start wrapping this up by saying a few words about our civilians within our brigade. We may collectively be known as the Cornerstone Brigade, but you are the mortar that holds everything together. Your expertise, dedication, and hard work ensure that we can carry out our mission effectively and efficiently. Your contributions are essential, and I am eternally grateful for what you do each day. I want to apologize for not mentioning a lot of people by name, but there's so many individuals to thank and recognize that I'd be up here for hours. But there are two individuals I want to thank publicly. Mr. Greg Martin and Command Sergeant Major Overview. Greg, words cannot express the gratitude I have for you. Since day one, you've been there by my side, providing the counsel and guidance that few have ever provided. Moreover, you took the brunt of the half section off my shoulders, and for that alone, I owe you a debt of gratitude. Greg, keep fighting for our soldiers. You instinctively know what right looks like, and don't let anyone ever tell you differently. Command Sergeant Major Overview, there's not much more I can say than thank you. I'm going to miss our vending sessions, the movie quotes and references, but most of all, just the opportunity to sit and bounce ideas back and forth. Thank you for ensuring that every decision I made was in the best interest of the unit, our branch, and our soldiers. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as the commander of this brigade. Major General Brooks, thank you for the trust and confidence in allowing me to command this formation. The past 2 years have been filled with challenges and triumphs, and I am incredibly proud of all that we have accomplished together. Thank you for your dedication, your service, and your unwavering commitment to our mission. Lance, you're taking over an amazing brigade. The next 2 years will be the most rewarding 2 years of your career. Cornerstone, fire strong, king of battle, winning matters, be all you can be.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of the 428 Field Artillery Brigade, Colonel Lazander Tomlinson.
So the soldiers have been out here on the field since about 5:45 this morning. I think that's pretty to recognize. So thank you. We'll get through this real quick. Good morning, everyone. Major General Brooks, Command Sergeant Major Scharstein, the Honorable Mayor Stan Booker, Councilwoman Shereen Williams, and Kelly Harris. Thank you for being here. And other distinguished guests, families, and friends. How awesome are the soldiers out there on the field. Sergeant Major, thank you for what you do. These are America's sons and daughters. And I thank you for bringing them out here today and understand that this takes effort and time. They are our national treasure. And what a great chance to become a member of the Lawton Fort Sill community again. Flipper's Ditch, Geronimo's Grave, best fishing this side of the Mississippi. Also the best electronic charging south of Oklahoma City and north of Wichita Falls, so if you got an EV. How cool is it that our band in the half section is also here? Big dudes and short round who are also important to me. That stubborn old donkey does make a difference. But just as important is what those leaders on the field and what they do. They are our future. They are our present. They represent our past. They are reliable, they're incredible, and they're disciplined, as you can see out there today. And they're the heartbeat of our nation. Teammates, we need you, and your voice matters. 428 today roughly has 4,239 soldiers on or about. They're on our books for accountability. So you might see about 300 on the field. But let me tell you, there's about 4,000 other soldiers doing the field artillery deeds and making things happen and getting ready for the future. They are also embracing change and making it matter. But it doesn't happen alone. And because of that, I'm grateful for those cross-functional teams, those civilian general staff leaders, those directors, and those adjacent units for embracing the 428th Field Artillery Brigade. The 428th Artillery Brigade also focuses on the Army's Chief of Staff's priorities of warfighting, continuous transformation, strengthening the profession, and delivering combat-ready forces. That's what our cadre does, that's what our permanent party does, and that's what our civilian team does. I want to talk about also those who are here with us today. But for you, thank you. March order, teammates. We got to fight. For other family members in the stands, Miss Terry, you are my world, my Nakchi. Sarangeo. Or as Steve and Al say, yo boo! Gabe Weaver, Jennifer, former Cornerstone 6, Colonel Jeff Buck, and those sitting with me in the family and friends section. Sue Todiola, did you fly from Italy? You came in last night at midnight from Italy. So, thank you. Some of us also came in last night from Washington, D.C. and Phoenix, so thank you so much. I did not expect that, and that was a surprise. Sir, I didn't tell you, I just didn't know. But enough of that. We have a mission that's of national importance, so let's not take any more time or these soldiers' time on the field. This will defend Fire Strong, King of Battle, Cornerstone, and Giddy Up. See you color,
Battalion, 2nd Field Artillery, Big Deuce, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Michael Angel, Battalion Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Joshua Kazaka. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national colors. The 428 Field Artillery Brigade Color Guard is under the direction of the Brigade Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Jason Overmueller. The 1st Battalion, 30th Field Artillery, Hard Charger, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Richard Wilson, the Battalion Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Ryan Clark. The 1st Battalion, 78th Field Artillery, commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Brian Derby, Lieutenant Sergeant Major, Command Sergeant Major Albert Turner. The 4th Field Artillery Half Section, the Chief of the Section, Mrs. Laura Armstrong. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the flag of the Army Song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Colonel and Mrs. Scharstein will receive farewells in front of the review stand. Colonel and Mrs. Tomlinson will host a reception at the Polo Club immediately following the ceremony. Thank you for attending. First and always, be all you can be.